All right, so that's the featured games for this week. So now it's time for Jay to give us an update on picks through 5 weeks. Now, I know for myself, I had an absolute shocker last week. I think most of us didn't have a good week, but yeah, I know mine stunk the place up.
So it was a difficult week. Rob, you were 500, and Paul and I were just over 500. So updated standings through, I'm getting this at 78 games. Paul is 46 and 32. That is a 59% win rate. So you're about to cross the 60% mark, Paul. I am in second with 50 and 28. That's a 64% win rate. And Rob still holds the lead by 1 this time at 51 and 27, a 65% win rate. So once again, we are still all winning above 500 through 5 weeks. I wonder how many others can say that.
Not many. Right, so let's do our picks for this week then. So tomorrow night, we've got the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. Jay, I wonder it's obviously a tight game. Who you got?
I mean, you can't pick the Broncos. I'm definitely picking the Chiefs. The Chiefs. The spread is 10.5, I believe.
It is.
It's a bit of a dodgy number with the Chiefs, who are going for the professional wins. But at the same time, this Broncos organization, shall we say, it's a broken organization. I don't know what the hell they are going to do in the off season when they gave up, 3 firsts for Wilson. I'm pretty sure they gave up a first for Peyton.
Yeah.
So they're in a bit of a hole here.
Yeah.
They've been torched by pretty much everyone they've played. The Jets. I mean, that's not much to sing about. That the Jets didn't have great success offensively, but this team is just they're just a mistake waiting to happen. There's nothing good I can say about them, other than they've got a great corner, maybe. But if I'm a team that needs a corner, as Paul said last week, make the call. They're saying that they are not looking to trade players, but they're taking the calls. I think, being a primetime game, I'm going to say that the Chiefs put on a show here. And we haven't seen Kelsey have a big game yet. Maybe we won't this week because of the ankle. Maybe it's going to be a take care of business kind of day. But it is a divisional game. And I just feel like maybe the Chiefs will put on a show here. I'm going to say that they cover this spread. I think that the Denver defense isn't going to turn around in 4 days, based on what it's done so far this year. Chiefs cover and actually probably go over.
Okay, cool. What about you, Paul?
So I was just going through the Broncos' schedule. So they gave up, as we know, famously 70 to the Dolphins. They gave up 35 to my man Sam Howell. They gave up 28 to Justin Fields in that game that the Bears gift wrapped to them. They gave up 31 to the Jets, who wanted to run the ball. That's terrible. Their defense is terrible. I'm remembering the run that Breece Hall had for the touchdown, where the safety ran down and just took the worst angle that I've seen in a long time. Like, it was almost like he just did it just so that he didn't have to initiate contact with Breece Hall, just ran past him instead of at him. They're playing with, you don't want to say that a team have quit, but on D they look like they've quit. And yeah, the Chiefs will do what they want. It's how much they want to on a Thursday night on a short week, how much the Chiefs need to or want to put into this. I wouldn't bet the Chiefs. They probably will cover the spread. I probably will cover the over, but I wouldn't get involved heavily with that. The Chiefs will win this. With Denver, you're probably on watch how long before Peyton blames Russell Wilson and benches him. We're on Jared Stidham watch. When is Stidham going to get some reps as the backup quarterback? Because it's going to have to be somebody else's fault and not Sean Payton, even though he probably lit the torch with the comments that he made. So, yeah, Chiefs win.
I think he's realising Hackett's actually a really good coach. So, yeah, he's definitely learned the team isn't as good as he thought when he arrived. I'm going with a Kansas win. I think it won't be as easy as a lot of people think. It's a divisional game. They're always different divisional games, you know. Although I do question the heart of this Denver team, whether they really want to be there. Thursday night football, quick turnaround. If I was the Chiefs, I would sit Kelsey because I don't think they need Kelsey to win this game. Makes it harder, but I want him to be fit to fight another day. And I wouldn't feel that we would need him to beat the Broncos. So yeah, I'm going with Kansas to win. I'm not touching the spread. I'm not touching the over-under. Like, part of me wanted to say the under just because it's a Thursday night game on a short week, a divisional matchup. But when you look at the amount of points Denver have given up to all of these teams, like Kansas will put over 30 points up. I think it's just a matter of how much Denver do. But yeah, Kansas win. Next up, we've got the London game. Baltimore Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. Jay, who you got?
So I'm going to this game. Fascinating game. Two inconsistent teams. The Titans I can't get a good read on. I don't know why. Like, I just don't know what I'm going to get from them on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
If they play to their maximum, they can beat anyone. But the off weeks that they consistently have, they can lose to anyone. I think the Ravens will bounce back. I think the Ravens, after watching back that game at Pittsburgh, they are going to be pissed off. And I think that they will take it out on the Titans. Very excited to see Lamar Jackson live. So I think Ravens win. I would go under. Whatever the under is, I think that this will be a low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore. Like Jay said, with the bounce back after the game in Pittsburgh, and the Colts ran the backup by Zach Moss ran for 180 odd yards or something.
Yeah.
On the day Jonathan Taylor was back, but Zach Moss took over the game against the Titans. That's not a good sign when you're going to play the Ravens, who should go back to what they do best, which is running the ball. Yeah, Baltimore will be pissed off, and they're too well coached to not bounce back. I think they win a low-scoring game. The under's only 41. It's 41, the over-under. I don't like
to touch that.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Ravens win.
Yeah, that's a full house with me. Ravens win. I love the fact that they've come over early. The team is well coached. Management manages the team well. They've had an off day today. let the players get their hair down with their families, sort of just enjoy the experience. I like everything I've seen from them. It's how I think it should be done if you want to be successful coming over to London. And I just think the Ravens will have too much. When they've lost this year, they've beaten themselves. So I see that they'll do enough to beat the Titans. So next, we got the Washington Commanders against the Atlanta Falcons at the Atlanta Falcons. Jay, who you got? This was the first of my selections that I was really struggling with this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this week, and we thought last week was hard. I think this week might even be even harder.
Yeah.
I mean, the Commanders defensively, they are giving up a lot of points, like a lot of points. But Paul's man, Sam Howell, seems built to kind of fight in these ones. I said that the Falcons defensively were quite poor, but what I've seen in the last few weeks, maybe I was a bit wrong about that. I'm not saying they're elite, but they're pretty competent. Desmond Ridder. I'm getting like a flashback to when I was like saying, don't trust Mac Jones, but pick the Patriots anyway. Operation Stop Bijan Robinson again. This is a tricky one. All right, I'm gonna roll with the Falcons just because I don't have any faith in the Commanders' defense. But I'm not confident at all. I could see some points in this game, as always with the Commanders game. But I don't know if they can stop Bijan Robinson. They seem like they can't stop anything based on what we've seen recently.
Yeah, cool. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I struggled with this. I want to back my man Sam. For me, the weakness, the key to this game is the glaring weakness of the Commanders is their secondary and the coverage, and I don't think the Falcons can take advantage of that with Desmond Ridder. I think they just about can hold up enough to stop or restrict the Falcons' running game. And the Commanders will score points. They do score points. They're such a hard team to read. They almost beat the Eagles, and then they played like they did against the Bears. So completely up and down. I'm going to go with my man, Sam Howell, to go into Atlanta and win the game. The Falcons secondary is good, but I don't think it's good enough to... Because Sam will just keep coming, and he'll keep coming, and he'll keep throwing it up, and he'll be aggressive, and I think he'll score. I'm going to back Sam to outduel Desmond Ridder and put up more points than Desmond Ridder. Commanders win.
I was looking at this game for quite a while. It's a coin toss, like a few of the games last week. And I've gone the way I've gone because I think the travel, etc. It's been a busy few weeks for the Falcons. Not having a bye after the London game, getting the win last week was fair play to them. But I think I'm going to go with Washington. Their front four is very, very good. I don't understand why the defense is giving up. Well, I know why, but with that front four, their defense should be playing so much better. I think they will be able to put it into Ridder's hands. And even though he got my performance of the week last week, I don't think lightning will strike twice. I see Washington getting the win in a close game, but I think just the travel, everything they've had over the last couple of weeks will catch up with them. A good front four of Washington's going to come in and give Ridder, and not back down to reality. So, Next game, the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. Who you got, Jay?
God, this is another one that I'm undecided on.
Yep.
Which Bears are we going to get this week?
What Vikings are we going to get this week?
What Vikings are we going to get this week without Justin Jefferson? I mean, defensively, they kept the Chiefs in check, shall we say, overall.
Yeah.
Say that. I mean, the Chiefs scored, 28 maybe?
Yeah.
The Bears have had 10 days to prepare for this one. How big will that Jefferson absence be? Your man, Rob, is going to be the number one receiver, and the scheme is built all around the number one receiver. Can Jordan Addison step up to the plate so soon? He's already had a lot of big plays.
He has. I think he's not going to be able to do what Jefferson does. There's no doubt about that. He's been a quality wide receiver for the last 3 years in college. Can he step up? Yeah. I don't see him as a wide receiver one yet. He's still early. He's a very good wide receiver too. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but it's hard. Big boots to fill.
This is truly difficult. And I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I think I'm actually going to ride with Justin Fields and the Bears, being at the Bears. No Jefferson. There's something wrong with the Vikings offense. I don't know what it is, but even with Jefferson, there's something not right. It's not clicking. Has Cousins checked out because he knows he's gone at the end of the year? I mean, defensively, they couldn't be much worse last year, but they have improved. So there is that slight worry in my head that we're going to get a Justin Fields calamity game. But I'm going to ride with them. They've had 2 very good performances on offense. So 10 days to prepare, those extra days rest. Bears win. Close my eyes.
And what about you, Paul?
Yeah. I want to. Everything says go Vikings, but while looking at this game, I came across a bet which I think is amazing. DJ Moore over under receiving yards is 54.5. I don't know who plays corner for the Vikings, so I had to look it up, and I don't know. I still don't know, even with the names in front of me, who plays corner for the Vikings. I know Harrison plays at safety, but some Evans and Davenport and Byron Murphy Jr. last seen on the Cardinals, I think it was. He's not. Then anyway, there's no Pat Surtain at corner for the Vikings, and Justin Fields as well. My man Justin Fields, 180 passing yards over under. That to me looks very appealing as well. Again, weather watch for Chicago, but. Yeah, okay. Screw it. I'm going to go Bears.
Okay.
Why not?
When I was doing my predictions earlier, again, this was another game that I really couldn't make. I was like, I'll be able to pick up a game on these two here because I'm going to go with the Bears, and they're no way going to go with the Bears. And lo and behold, both of you go with the Bears. So surprisingly, it's going to be a clean sweep with me as well. I've looked at 10 days break at home, finally a bit of positivity with that win against Washington. So they'll have the fans on side temporarily. Jefferson's the difference. If Jefferson's playing, I put the Vikings winning this game. He's not playing. You don't replace Jefferson. Simple as that. There's no way you replace him with any wide receiver in the league. And yeah, the Vikings are just a weird team. You just don't know what you're going to get. The Vikings could comfortably win this game by like 14 points, 21 points, and I wouldn't be surprised. But whether they do that is another question. Like, it seems like they used their luck for the next 10 years last year. With all of them one possession games that they won, now it's all turning around. They still got their fumble issues, turnover issues, and yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am going with Chicago to win. So, Seattle at Cincinnati. We've all gone through this. I went with the Bengals. Paul, did you go with Seattle?
Yeah, I've gone with Seattle in a high-scoring game.
And Jay, who did you go with again?
Bengals.
Cool. 49ers at the Browns. I've gone with the 49ers. Paul, you went with the 49ers. And Jay, I think you went with the 49ers as well, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Carolina at Miami. We've all gone Miami. That's simple. So now on to the next one. Colts at the Jaguars. Jay, who you got?
What a great game this could be. This, again, are we going to get the best of the Colts? Are we going to get the best of the Jaguars? The Jaguars traveling back. They're a difficult one. It's almost like the Titans. When they're at their best, they can give every team
a match. Yeah.
A match, yeah. Colts. So Colts. Anthony Richardson did not listen to our advice and is now out. Minshew Mania revenge game.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is back, so he's got a week under his belt. I'm gonna ride with the Jaguars. They're at home. They took care of the Colts in week 1, and I think they've grown over the last few weeks. Always risky to say that about the Jaguars because then they come back and let you down. But I'm going to roll with the Jaguars. That was a confidence-boosting game they had last week. The season turned last year when they returned from London. I think it's turned a bit earlier this year, so Jaguars win.
Perfect. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I thought this could be a trap game. It got potential to be a trap game for the Jags, the letdown after coming back home from London. But they played very well against a very good team in the Bills, and they just reminded at least myself of how much talent they have, the Jags. The Colts, very well coached, make the most of what they've got, but they're outmatched talent-wise. The Jags will win this.
Yeah, that makes 3 of us. I'm going with the Jags. Minshew Mania will be back in Jacksonville, but there's a reason he's not there. He's a good backup quarterback, but he's not a starting quarterback. They lose a lot from their offense when Richardson's not there with the ground game. Obviously, Taylor and Moss isn't going to be a bad option this week based off of last week's performance. I was a bit concerned with the travel, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind few weeks for the Jags in London for 2 weeks. The first team to do it, so we don't really know how that affects teams when they come back. But it's not that long of a flight from Jacksonville to London, not the way they fly. And they came back, I think, Sunday night, didn't they? So they've been back a few days now. So yeah, I'm going with the Jags win.
Can I just say, Rob, Calvin Ridley has hit the ground running overall.
Yeah,
like that has worked out. That was a gamble, having sat out for a year. It looks like it's paying off.
He was always an amazing wide receiver, weren't he? At
Yeah.
the Falcons, and they just made some, well, whatever the issues were, just didn't work out. But he's now got a very good quarterback thrown to him, and that's the thing. When you got a good wide receiver with a quarterback that can throw, it's a scary combo. And that's without even mentioning Kirk, who is highly underrated. I think he's a very good wide receiver.
He's perfect at number 2.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly. Perfect. Next game, New Orleans at the Texans. Jay, who you got?
Wow.
This is a 1.5 point spread.
Yeah, this is again another difficult one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Who I believe in the Saints. The thing is, they've got Kamara back, which
huge help.
has been a huge help for them. The Texans getting beaten by Ridder is a concern. Can the Saints sustain drives? Because the thing is, it's so difficult because you can't read into, 35-0 against the Patriots.
I don't know you anything.
Anytime you have a shutout, it's impressive. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, the Patriots are falling apart. It is in Houston.
Yeah.
So I am going to roll with my man CJ Stroud this week. Texans win somehow, some way.
Hey, Paul, who you got?
I've got the Saints. I'm just going with their defense. I think they'll make it difficult for CJ, who be a big test for him. Actually, this is a good test. Lattimore on the outside is going to shut down one receiver and they get after the quarterback. The Saints, they don't concede a lot of points. Take out the Patriots game, they still don't concede a lot of points. I think it's only Tampa put up 20 something on them. Apart from that, the Saints D has been pretty impressive, and they'll make it difficult for the rookie. I'll be impressed if he beats the Saints, but I don't think he will. Saints win.
So, yeah, I was unsure on this game. I looked at the New Orleans defense and thought they're going to cause problems, but I thought the Pittsburgh defense would cause problems as well, and that didn't materialize how I thought it would. Lattimore is still an elite cornerback, and
underrated.
He is, and you know what? I think Stroud will throw his first interception this week. I hope he doesn't.
Sometime.
It does. And Lattimore with Cameron Jordan, I can't remember the guy with the long hair's name now. But Cameron Jordan, the pass rush that they've got, Lattimore and secondary, Camera being there to just help take some of that pressure off Carr with just the short passing game. I think it would be too much for the Texans. I think they're a well-coached team, the Texans. I think CJ Stroud's going to have a bright future ahead of him. But I see the Saints winning this game. I see it being very close, one-score game. But New Orleans win. Next game, New England Patriots at the Las Vegas Raiders. Jay, who you got?
Another game to avoid any sort of bets on. I'm just going to take the Raiders because I have absolutely zero faith in this Patriots team. Quietly, maybe they've already quit on Belichick, but in a 4D chess way, are the Patriots tanking? I wonder. So I'm going to go for the Raiders. This is not a game that will be nice to watch, I don't think. Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, loves to throw an interception. The so-called winner that we had to hear about for the last 4 years, not doing too much winning so far in Las Vegas, but I think he gets one this week. Raiders win.
Cool. What about you, Paul?
So we got the Patriots going to the Patriots West in 2023. And it's just confirmation, if we needed it, that this doesn't work in the year 2023. Both teams are going absolutely nowhere. It's a game that I don't want any piece or part of. I'll pick the Raiders to win, but no strong opinion whatsoever. They're both poor teams.
Cool. I'll repeat that. I've got Raiders to win. Just looking at two players that the Pats don't have, especially with Judon being out anyway, is Crosby and Devontae Adams. There's just them two skilled players alone more than anything that the Pats have. And it's at Las Vegas, so we get travel, etc. But yeah, I don't really think there's much to say about this game. It's what the master against the apprentice. It's is he a master still? I don't know. But yeah, Las Vegas to win for me. Next game, Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Who you got, Jay?
I said to you both many weeks ago that I thought this game would suck, and it would suck twice this year because they play twice. I think this could be a good game. I think that I now don't want Caleb Williams going to the Cardinals for very different reasons. Originally, I didn't want him to go there because I thought they'd ruin his career. But Jonathan Gannon has taken a very poor roster and made it extremely competitive, I would say, for the most part. Okay, they've come up against the 49ers and Bengals and not really been in the games overall in the end. I'm not going to hold that against them. The Rams, again, have also surprised me. I mean, now they've got Kupp back. Kupp and Puka Nacua. They love them so much that they traded Van Jefferson away. Difficult one. What have I written down? This again is difficult. I think that I'm going to go with the Rams just based on the fact that the Stafford Cup connection is red hot. They did hang in there against the Eagles. You know, okay, an Eagles not at their full best, but still the Eagles. It's still Aaron Donald. And I do think this offense with Kupp, with Puka Nacua, with Tutu Atwell, is speed. And I think they'll just have enough against the Cardinals, who will keep this game close. But again, do not touch this game.
Cool. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I think their offense is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like those three receivers you mentioned, and Matthew Stafford is still a very good quarterback in this league. And he took some licks from the Eagles, and he's still tough, and he's still getting up. And yeah, he hasn't quit at all. The Rams were supposed to be terrible this year. This was, like Jay said, this was supposed to be like a tank for Caleb game. It's not at all. I think the Rams, sneakily, I think the Rams might be a wild card in the NFC. But,
There you go. I'm going for the Rams. Last week against the Eagles, it was like Cup hadn't been away at all. It was just like normal service resumed. Like he's just. What just freaks me out is when I watch him play, he was probably like, you know, when you're in the playground and you pick your teams, etc. I guarantee he never went in the top 2 or 3 when people are picking. Like, there's nothing about him that stands up and thinks he is an elite wide receiver. If you saw him in the street, you'd probably walk past him and nothing would notice. You wouldn't notice. But he is just so good. His route running is incredible. He's got great hands. He understands the game so well. And most importantly, he's got the right mindset. You know, like he works his butt off, and he's got a great like reading about it. His girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure. Support base is awesome, and you got that. You got good foundations. That shows, and well, the last few years has shown just how good he is. So. I think him and Nakua is going to be exciting to watch this year. Stafford, he'll get it to them. McVay will write up plays to get them the ball. I think he's done a great coaching job so far this year, McVay, and I think he'll continue. Rams win this game, but I see it being close because Arizona aren't as bad as any of us, myself included, who thought they were going to go 0-17. So yeah, I'll change the subject very quickly based off of my prediction.
You bet a double Cup from the get-go because the first drive was so funny last week against the Eagles. It was like 3rd and 8. And I was talking to my dad and I was like, they're going to go to Cup. They went to Cup. It got to 4th and 4. They're going to throw it to Cup. They threw it to Cup. Double him from the get-go. Yeah. And you'll just have to live with the results if Puka Nacua beats you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what the result will be if you single Cup. You don't know what the results will be if you single Puka Nacua. So yeah, we'll see. But I've got the Rams to win. Next game, the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Jets. Jay, what you got on this one?
You know what? As encouraging as the signs have been for the Jets, I think this is finally the first game where the Eagles will win comfortably. So I think well done to the Jets for winning some games or being in some games. This, once again, Eagles defensive line against, if you can call it an offensive line, the Jets offensive line. Poor little Zach Wilson, as we continue to say, is in for a nightmare, I think. The Jets defensively inconsistent and against an all-time offensive line. No. Eagles win comfortably.
Good stuff. Paul, who you got?
Yeah, this is a terrible matchup for the Jets. Terrible matchup. You don't want to be playing the Eagles when you've got a bad O-line and they've just lost their Veritaka. He's done the year after the Denver game.
USC.
Yeah, the way that the Jets want to play is run the ball with Breece Hall. You're not going to run on the Eagles. Like, this is going to be a long day, and Zach's going to be running for his life. This D-line is nasty. Philadelphia win. Like Jay said, I think it's comfortable. Yeah, the Jets. It's just a terrible matchup for the Jets.
Yeah, echo everything you guys have said. I don't even think there's much need for me to go into detail about it, but Philadelphia, easy win. It's a great matchup. Philadelphia, horrible for the Jets, and I think it's going to be quite a painful score when they look back on this. Next game, Detroit at Tampa Bay. Who you got, Jay?
Wow.
This was a head scratcher.
You know what? I'm very, very impressed with the Lions. I hope that the 49ers... I haven't looked at the schedule in a while. I hope the 49ers do not have the Lions on the schedule, because that would just be physicality versus physicality. Add those two together and you get injuries. Yeah, I mean, all credit to Baker, all credit to the Buccaneers. They've been far better than they were last year with Brady. But I'm going with the Lions. The Lions aren't just winning games; they're winning games comfortably. Not sure how comfortable this one will be, but I'm really, really impressed by the Lions OC overall. He does get a bit too over aggressive at times, but there's a lot of creativity here, and they seem to love their new tight end, Sam Laporta. So
you called it out last week as well.
Yeah, but as you've said as well, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Paul's man David Montgomery, they've got weapons, and I'm only naming 3 of them. There's more. Lions win. They keep rolling.
Good stuff. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, this would historically be a Lions defeat, but not these Lions. I think they're a very well coached team. They, like Jay said, they're very creative. They've got some weapons. They can run the shit out of the ball. They can pass. They're very creative in the pass game. Jared Goff quietly is probably better than he was when he was with the Rams and he made the Super Bowl.
No doubt. No doubt.
He's not. He did throw a pick, but he had that streak before the pick. He was not making mistakes. Yeah, he threw the pick. Probably good that he got it out of the way. But yeah, they're handling games, and yeah, I think this is a bad matchup for the Bucs. They can rush the passer. The Lions, Hutchinson's going to be running after Baker. The Bucs can't run the ball. That's a bad matchup for the Bucs. It'll be tough though because it'll be hot down there in Tampa. They're a dome team going down there, the humidity, but I think they're a very professional team, the Lions, and they win.
I was torn on this game. At first, I was going to go with the Bucs. You know, I look at the Bucs and they've still got a very good D and cause issues. I'm not sure if Mike Evans will be healthy. That was a concern for me. If he is healthy, again, that's a hard matchup. Mayfield, I don't know how much I can trust Mayfield. That's the problem. It is at Tampa Bay and it is after a bye week, so they have had 10 days to prepare for this game. I really want to select the Bucs, but I've loved what I've seen from the Lions now from the end of last year. I called it from week 1 this season, how I've liked what Coach Campbell has done. I remember going back over a year ago, laughing at watching Coach Campbell, thinking what a terrible coach he is. And players are playing for him. You know, that's exactly what you want a coach to do. He seems relatable. He seems like a Vrabel. Like players want to play for him. He gets stuck in. So with all that being said, I'm going to go with the Lions to win. I just think they're going to have too much overall on offense and defense. I see it being a very close game. I actually think the Bucs probably cover the 4-point spread, but I'm going to go with the Lions win. And then lastly is the New York Giants at the Buffalo Bills. No clues for who I'm sure everyone's going to be picking on this one. Who you got, Jay?
Just to say, we do have a Monday night game as well after this one.
Yeah, we do. Sorry, yeah.
But yeah. Do I feel sorry for the Giants now? Because last week they got a pissed off Dolphins, and this week they get a pissed off Bills. Yeah, the Bills are gonna crush them, I think, just like everyone is crushing the Giants at the moment. Nothing more to add than that, really. Bills win. Although I guess the only concern is the amount of Bills injuries on the defensive side. But in all of the players they lose, such as Matt Milano, they will be gaining Von Miller, who will be playing his second game. So that hopefully will be a big ad for them. Yeah, Bills win.
What about you, Paul?
Yeah, Bills win. Like I say, get through the game. No more injuries, please, Buffalo. Like, just make it through the game. And the Giants are on Caleb Williams' watch. They paid Daniel Jones. When can they get out of it? Is it
Quickly.
Next year? Yeah,
they can get quickly. Yeah.
Right. How much money would Caleb Williams make in the New York media market? There you go. Right. But they've got to finish below the Bears first and the Patriots and all these teams stacking up. So yeah, Bills win.
Yeah, Bills win. It's the Giants. No more needs to be said. It's a completely different level of class right now. Then we got Dallas at the LA Chargers to finish things off. Who you got there, Jay?
Chargers coming off the bye week. But the Chargers, as we know, is a team that you can't trust. The Cowboys will be, they'll be up for this one. The defense will feel embarrassed, and I'm sure they'll want to put this right. But they have the offensive coordinator, don't they? So he will know this Dallas D pretty well. You know what? I'm going to go with the Chargers, given they're coming off the bye. Don't love it. But there's just a lot of question marks about this Cowboys offense. I'm going to keep saying it. It's too basic. All they want to do is run the ball and then throw outside the numbers. That's their offense. There's nothing creative about that. Maybe it will work. I think Dallas are going to have to win this game through their defense, and not sure they're going to be able to do that this quickly after such a heavy defeat. I'm going to go Chargers.
Cool. Who you got, Paul?
I really don't know. I'll go with the Cowboys, but I don't like it. You
can go with the Chargers if you don't like it.
I don't like either side. I like the sides. Like the side having the ball last to lose the game, but I don't know as the ball lasts. Yeah. I'll go with the Cowboys. They were embarrassed on the national stage. They'll want to bounce back. They've got a lot of talent. The Chargers also have a lot of talent. It's going to be a home game for the Cowboys, despite being in LA. And they'll win, I think. Who knows?
I think who knows? Love it. I'm going with the Cowboys. Like I said, for the Pats game, and you both have mentioned already, they got embarrassed last week. They got embarrassed as well in the Arizona game. Admittedly, they're not playing the Pats this week. They're playing a much better team in the Chargers. But I see the defense stepping up. I don't see them completely stopping the Chargers. The Chargers have a great offense. But I see them having enough to win the game with their D. So I'm going with a Cowboys win. So that's it for our picks